Hello everybody, I'm Tekoselchu, and this is a Natural Selection 2 Alien Basics tutorial. I'm going to give you the basics for sort of the alien team so that you're not completely lost when you jump into the game. I'm not going to go over all the life forms individually in classic detail. What am I talking about? In perfect detail. I have videos for each of those. If you're curious, this is just a general overview of what you should be doing as an alien, so that you don't just join aliens and be like, why is everything green? So, right off the bat, let's talk about the UI. In the bottom left, you have your health and your carapace. Carapace is basically armor, and it counts for more or less 2 health. So 70 plus 10 would be about 90 health total for the Skulk. So keep an eye on that. Do not die. Your carapace is also this larger orange circle on the outside, and then your health is a small yellow circle on the inside. As you get hit, these will deplete. In the upper left, you see the name of the place you are in. Right now, I am in data core. If I move over here, I will then be in pipe junction, and so if you ever need to call out to your teammates where you are, that's very helpful. All around the map, you'll often see these vents. On your mini-map, they will be colored orange. These vents are basically specially designed for aliens to use. You can walk around in them, and you will be very unlikely to find marines in there. They're nice shortcuts. The bottom right hand of your UI has your currently selected primary weapon, and then your secondary fire. So my primary selected weapon is Bite, and then my secondary fire is Leap, but this will of course change depending on what life form you are. Around your primary weapon, that yellow ring is your energy. Your energy is used for your abilities, so for example Bite costs energy and Leap costs energy, so as that depletes, you will be unable to use certain abilities till it recharges. That's called energy. I already said that like 8 times. Below that is your personal resources count. This will tick up depending on how many resource collectors your team has, resource extractors. Each of these dot represents one resource extractor that your team has. So we actually have 1 in Crossroads, 1 in Data Core, 1 in Reactor Core, and 1 in Atrium now. So I have 4 dots down here. The more you have, the more resources your team will get, and the more resources you individually will get. Down at the bottom of your screen, you have the weapon select thing. This will not show up 100% of the time, except it does for me right now. I'm in explore mode. It's a long story. This is just the various weapons you have. You press the number keys. Those correspond to the various weapons that will, of course, be different depending on which alien you are. If you hit the B key, this will bring up your Evolve menu. Up here, you can choose a life form to evolve into. Everyone starts as a Skulk, and it's always free to evolve back into a Skulk. But if I want to be, for example, a Lurk, I would click on the Lurk, and then click Evolve, and this tells you how many personal resources it will cost. You can also, while you're evolving, choose your upgrades. So these are the various upgrades that the aliens get, and we'll talk about these later. But you can choose 1 from each type. There's 3 types. Sort of movement-based ones, and then sensory-based ones, and then defensive-based ones. And you can choose 1 of each if your team has researched them. Sometimes your team has only researched some of them, but these are always free to evolve. So you can either turn into a Lurk, for example, and pick upgrades, or if you want, you can just stay as a Skulk and pick the upgrades. And then when you hit Evolve, you'll briefly turn into an egg, you'll evolve your upgrades and your new life form if you chose it, and then come back ready to go. You can only evolve on a flat surface where you have enough space to evolve. This is the Hive. Every alien spawns out of the eggs, and the eggs are spawned by the Hive and also by the shift building, which you don't need to know about right now. The commander gets into the Hive, and from there on out commands the team. If you want to learn about the alien commander, go watch my alien commander video. But you'll want to protect your Hive at all times. When the Hive starts getting killed, you will see down at the bottom the health bar for the Hive, and obviously you don't want that to die. The Marines have their own command stations. You do want that to die, and hopefully you'll go over and kill that. There are various alien buildings that do various things. If you want to know about those, you can go over to the Alien Commander video where I go through the tech tree a bit more. For now, let's cover first the alien types, then we'll go through upgrades. So Skulk, everybody spawns as a Skulk. If you want to learn more about this basic little dude, you can go watch my Skulk video. This is a Gorge. It's sort of the healer and the builder for the alien team. It's a support alien, and if you're curious more about the Gorge, you can go watch the Gorge video. This is the Lurk. It's sort of a hit-and-run flying alien. It flies around the map and does all sorts of wonderful things. Surprise, surprise, I have a video about that. Here's a Fade. It's kind of the shock trooper for the aliens. Does some good damage, teleports around. I have a video about the Fade, and the Onos. Big, big Onos. This is the game-ending alien, giant, kill everybody sort of thing. Go watch the video for that. If you hit F, you will get your alien vision. This is very helpful because it lets you see in the dark. Some areas of the map can get very dark, especially if you kill the power on those areas of the map. Each room has a power node that you can bite and kill. This actually is an unbuilt power node. The built ones look slightly different, but often taking out the power is a big deal, and we'll talk about that later when we get to alien tactics. But this lets you see in the dark, and it also highlights, obviously, buildings and life forms, alien and marine, so it's very helpful for seeing. It's got basically no downsides, except that you cannot see the darkness when it's on, so if you want to hide, for example, in a shadow, up here is a little shadowy compared to the other places, or over here is slightly better. If you want to hide in a shadow, you're not going to be able to find where the shadows are on alien vision. Also, your vision cuts out. You see it's sort of blackness down in the end of this hallway. If I turn this off, oh, I can actually see the wall. So alien vision has a limited range compared to that thing. So you can see friendly aliens through the wall. Sometimes you can also see marines through the wall. If you hit the C key, this will pull up your maxi map. It's probably just a map, but I call it maxi map because it's not a mini map. This is very helpful. The little sort of orange see-through circles, like the one I'm standing in on the map, if you see my arrow on the right, those represent infestation spread by the cysts. Your commander will be dropping those cysts all across the map. And that, I think, is all the basics. Oh, let's go over the upgrades. So, upgrades. For movement upgrades, which your commander may research, you have Adrenaline and Celerity. Adrenaline will double your energy pool, so basically you can do twice as much stuff before it runs out. Celerity will make you move faster, so if you notice when I'm moving, my vision is blurred along the edges. This is because I have Celerity evolved, and I'm moving faster than I normally would. These are the two sensory upgrades, Silence and Camouflage. Silence is what it sounds like. I'm actually not making noise as I jump or attack or do anything, so that's very eerie, and it's perfect for sneaking up on marines. Meanwhile, Camouflage, if you just sit still for a little while, you'll become cloaked, and you'll notice you're cloaked because you will become see-through. It's pretty obvious. Regeneration, once you're out of combat for a little while, your health will start to come back, and so will your armor. It's basically like playing Halo or Gears of War or something. Go find a spot to hide in, and don't get shot, and your stuff will come back. Carapace will give you extra armor, extra carapace. So that's pretty self-explanatory. So, now you've got the very basics for the aliens. To really know what's up, you'll probably want to go watch all 5 of my alien lifeform videos, because they're all so different, and they all have different tactics associated with them. So I'm not going to teach you how to play the specific alien lifeforms. Is that a chip? A bag of chips? Okay. But I am going to teach you just generally how you should think and act when you're playing aliens, just so you know what life form you should be evolving into, where you should be going, stuff like that. So, the aliens, obviously, their end goal is to kill the marines, but how are they going to do that? Number 1, you want to starve the marines of resources. So you're going to want to find their resource towers, and you're going to want to kill them. The Skulk is perfect for both of these. The Skulk is fast, and it can move around on the walls and the ceiling and scout the map, and so a Skulk can just, you know, in a space of about 5 or 10 seconds, get to some part of the map, find a marine resource tower, and then get behind it and just start bite it to death. And you want to have Skulks all around the map, always searching for marine resources and always killing them. So if no one's doing that, that's always something you can do to be helpful for your team. Go find a resource tower and bite on it until a marine shows up. Then either try and finish killing the tower, or run away, or kill the marine. Just do something. I don't know. I'm not your boss. You can do whatever you want. I'm just telling you what to do before the marine shows up. Anyways, you want to starve the marines of resources. So that's one thing you can do. Find extractors and kill them. You will look on your map, and you're looking for these little circle things that mean resource points, and find those and kill them. So that's something you can always do to be useful to your team. Second, you want to find marine bases that they're setting up in order to push in on you. Often marines will set up phase gates, little teleporty buildings, and they'll set them up like outside your hive and then from there they'll start teleporting in and killing the hive. So you want to be scouting around your hive and looking for marines that are coming in. And the best way to do that is often when you spawn at your hive, you just pick the marine base and you head towards it, and then probably you'll encounter marines on the way if they're trying to set up any forward base. So being a scout for your team can also be very important. Skirmishing with marines to keep them from getting those bases set up is important. If the marines actually are establishing a base, they're putting up like a phase gate, maybe an armory, they're laying some mines, then it's very important for the alien team to respond and hit the marines and take out that forward base before the marines can push into the hive. So if your if you hear a teammate say something like, oh, they're setting up in maintenance access, or they're at summit reception or something, and we need to hit this right now, especially if your commander says we need to hit this right now, then look, if you're close, and even if you're not close, get there. The natural selection is all about teamwork, and if you're just running around the map like, oh, I don't know, I'm an event, I'm in a blah, 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 you should really be helping your team, and often your team will ask for help. So a lot of playing aliens is just listening to what people need, and yes, it can be hard to get from point A to point B until you learn the maps. You're going to have to like run around with your map up all the time, and you're like, I want to get to here, ooh, there's a vent, where's the vent? I'm trying to look in, oh, I found it. So yeah, you maybe won't get there as fast as the most experienced players, but you need bodies on the point when you're being attacked. So that's an important thing you want to do. Respond to marines setting up bases. Similar things will happen when your team decides to assault the marine base. They'll say, okay, we're going to hit atrium or whatever, and everybody needs to go to atrium and bite on atrium. And then when you're attacking the marine base, that's pretty important. You need more people the better. And so no matter what life form you are, you can always help in an attack on the marine base. So what do you do? What do you do when you're attacking a marine base? The targets are phase gates in every single base, because this will cut off the marine reinforcements. Power in every single base. Let's actually go find a power node for you guys to see, because that's an important idea. Phase gates and power in every marine base, those are always good to hit. If you're hitting the marine main base, you want to hit the observatory. The observatory is what the marines use to do a distress beacon, and that will bring all the marines back to the base. So if everybody can bite down the observatory really fast while the commander's deciding whether or not to beacon, you can stop the marines from beaconing, and then the base will be at your mercy. After that, it's pretty much discretionary. Once you've taken out the power, the phase gate, and the observatory, the base is pretty much yours. Sometimes the power is the first to go. Often the power is the first to go. What will often happen is that aliens will attack the power in waves. So, like, let's say I come in and I get the power down to, like, here, and the warning sirens go off, and the marines are like, what the fuck? And they kill me. Often, like, I'm going to run in again and attack the power again when I spawn, or maybe someone else is going to follow me up, or maybe all the marine team is going to rush the power. It's a coordinated team effort to get the power down in an alien base. But once you do, or sorry, in a marine base, but once you do get the power down, two very important things happen. One, the lights go out, and you can just turn on your flashlight and you'll own marines while the light is out. And then eventually the emergency lighting will kick in. Okay, it was supposed to kick in right then because I would look cool, but it actually lasted a little while. And second, there we go, emergency lighting. Still not very good for Marines. And second, none of these buildings are going to work. So if you can get the power down on a Marine base, that's golden. So no matter what you're doing, you're always going to be useful if during an attack you get the power down. Another important thing to chew on is maybe infantry portals. These are where Marines will respawn from, so if you're attacking the Marine base, get the infantry portal down once you've gotten the observatory and the phase gate down. And stuff like command stations, armories, extractors, prototype labs, and arms labs, those are sort of, they're targets of opportunity. Often the commander will say something like, go in and hit their arms lab. So you'll all run in and attack the arms lab, and if you kill the arms lab, that will get rid of the Marine upgrades. They won't have plus armor and plus weapons, and that's very important. So the important thing is to be coordinated. If no one's doing anything, everyone's just rushing in and dying, you can say something like, hey guys, let's go in and kill the observatory. And then everybody will run in and kill the observatory, and you're more focused, and you'll get some stuff done. So coordinate your attacks, hit something, and go in as a team, as aliens. You can do this as a Skulk, you can do this as a Lurk, you can do this as a Fade, you can do this as a Gorge, and you can do this as an Onos. So no matter what life form you are, you can always be coordinating Marine attacks and coordinating defenses when the Marines are setting up. And especially if you're a Skulk, you can go around the map biting down resource towers, so that's basically how it works. The rest of it will come from learning the game and listening to your commander, but hopefully I've given you enough of the alien basics for you to get going. Obviously you're still not sure what all the various alien creatures do, but I have videos for all of those. If you're wondering about the tech tree and the various buildings that the commander can build, you can go watch my alien commander video, and I hope this has been helpful, and I imagine I will see you someday in a game of Natural Selection 2. Or maybe we will meet on the street, and you will be like, hey, how are you doing? And I'll be like, I don't know you.